Good morning to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Today's editorial is all about the BJP party, how it came to power in 5 states, and it is related to polity. In a way, it is important, not that important. You're going to learn a few new words. Some words are quite familiar. Besides, you're going to work on practice questions based on exam topics. The analysis, the editorial analysis, we are going to focus on comprehension, grammar, vocabulary. In this session, besides all these, we are going to spend time on exam topics, practice questions based on exam topics. But let us start the session with a nice quote. What is today's quote? I hope everything is all right. Is a video on? The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. What is today's quote? The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. We all should have dreams and we should believe in the beauty of our dreams. Then the future belongs to us. A very useful quote. Now let us go to editorial vocabulary. Not too many words. The first one, core. Core goes with geography, but here it has a different meaning altogether. Here, core, quite often I use core competency. Core means the basic thing, the most important thing. Core, the part of something that is central to its existence or character. The part of something that is central to its existence or character. It means what? The most important thing for the existence of something. Affiliated. I'm sure you all know, usually it goes with a college, it goes with a university. Of a subsidiary group or a person, officially attached or connected to an organization. A particular college is connected to a particular university, then we say affiliated to that particular university. I'm sure you all know this. Incumbency means what? To be in power. Anti-incumbency is a sentiment in favor of voting out incumbent politicians, voting out, sending out those who are in power. So this goes with, here you got to be a little careful. ANTI, anti, against. ANTE, that is also anti, but it means before. Antenatal means before birth, postnatal after birth. But ANTI, against incumbency, those who are in power. Sway has got two different meanings. One meaning goes with trees, branches. They move sideways when there's a strong wind. We use the word sway. But in this context, the other meaning, control or influence someone or something or a group of people. Control or influence. In this context, it is more related to influence the voters. We have got recently the word heartland, the state of Uttar Pradesh, heartland. The central or most important part of a country, area, or field of activity. Generally, field of activity, we use the word hub, but the most important part of a country, we use the word heartland. Hinterland, you got yesterday, away from the coast, away from the major rivers, remote areas, we use hinterland and heartland, the central part or the most important part of a country. Akin means it is adjective, similar to, of similar character, and exactly snakes also, and albeit, though, it is a conjunction. Handy means useful. Here it has been used as an adverb, handily, in a skillful manner. Consolidate, I use regularly. Consolidate whatever you learn. This is my standard expression. What does it mean? Make something physically stronger or more solid. When you learn a lot, you should always try to consolidate. Otherwise, you forget after some time. So consolidate means make something solid or strong. Formidable, usually it goes with work, and also it goes with opponent. Formidable task, formidable job, formidable opponent. What does it mean? Strong and powerful and therefore difficult to deal with. An important word. Coalition, it goes with politics, parties, coalition government. A temporary alliance for combined action, especially of political parties forming a government. When two or three parties come together, they form a government, then we use the word coalition government. Garner, we have got a few times. Gather or collect, garner support, gather or collect something, especially information or approval. It goes with garner information and also with support. A regime, we have got many a time. A government, especially an authoritarian one, the ruling government. Battered, usually it goes with a storm, heavy rain, batter. Strike repeatedly with hard blows. The window pane has been battered. Spectre, one meaning ghost. In this context, ghost is something you fear. In a way, something widely feared as a possible unpleasant or dangerous occurrence. You fear something may happen and that thing could be negative or dangerous. Then we use a specter of something. A reinforce, I use this regularly. A reinforce your knowledge means what? Strengthen your knowledge, an existing feeling, idea, or habit or knowledge. A reinforce or consolidate. Decline has two different meanings. One goes with the numbers, declining numbers, the numbers come down. Another meaning, something regarded as good, becomes smaller, fewer, or less, decrease. Declining standards means what? The standards coming down. Emasculation, masculate, masculine, related to men. Emasculation, deprive of strength, vigor, or spirit. Stark contrast, a typical combination, complete or sheer. You can also think of words like empty, simple, or obvious, something that is obvious. Amity, friendly relations. Some words are new words, I'm sure. A few words are familiar. Now, this is, to be very frank, not that important from the exam point of view because it talks about it is a kind of analysis, analytical, editorial analysis post elections analysis. Why BJP? BJP has won in four states out of five, and why it has come to power. What are the factors behind, and what impact it is going to make at the national level? It's all about analysis based on the recent elections conducted in five states. Now, let us go to the editorial. A new social core. First, you have to know the word core. One meaning it goes with geography. When you take the planet Earth, the inside part, there are three layers, and the inside one, the center one, is called core. But here it means the part of something that is central to its existence or character, something that is very important, essential, indispensable. A new social core. And here, social core, my pleasure. It has been quite some time. A lot of students have been asking, "Sir, please bring the quote." So sooner or later, things have to happen, and better late than never. But a new social code, not easy to comprehend what exactly the editorial is about. You have to read the next sentence. A clear base of ideologically affiliated voters helped the BJP, I should have brought this in red, thwart anti incumbency effects. This is the main idea of the editorial. What is the main idea? A clear something has helped the BJP to gain power or authority in the recent elections. What is that? A clear base of ideologically affiliated ideology, doctrine, philosophy, and belief, all are related words. A clear base of ideologically affiliated. Affiliation, noun form. Affiliated means what? Officially attached or connected to an organization. Here it is not, nothing is official. Here, unofficial rather, a clear base. the foundation of ideologically affiliated voters. Elections, obviously, we have to talk about the voters. Help the BJP thwart. Thwart is an important word. What does it mean? Prevent, avoid, anti incumbency effects. That means in the some party is in power, or a particular party is in power, and people are not happy with that particular power. One thing, anti incumbency effects. That is one meaning. Another meaning in this context, within the party. Imagine there's a rule, there's a party. Within the party, people are not happy about the leaders, then also we use anti-incumbency effects. So this sentence talks about, and the main idea of the editorial, something has helped BJP to gain power. What is that? A clear base of ideologically affiliated voters help the BJP thwart anti-incumbency effects. Again, you have to recollect affect, effect. Affect is a verb, effect is a noun, because it's a noun in the plural form. As the dust settles, an important expression means what? Now elections are over. It is time to analyze what went wrong, what went in favor of a particular party. As the dust settles after the state assembly elections in Goa, Manipur, Punjab, Uttarakhand, and Uttar Pradesh, the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party has unmistakably firm sway now over politics in the country. Based on the results, except in Punjab, other states BJP had could retain or could get power. And what is the impact of that? Though a lengthy sentence, easy to understand, the sentence talks about the elections have given the BJP a upper hand, and because of that, now it has a firm sway over politics in the country. There's one important word, sway, two different meanings. One is move sideways, and here sway means to control or influence. It also means, in this context, influence not a person but politics in the country. As the dust settles after the state assembly elections in all these states, the ruling BJP has an unmistakably firm sway now over politics in the country, upper hand. A CSDS Lokniti survey in 4 states, not held in Manipur, shows a clear picture. A particular organization conducted a survey, and this survey in 4 states, not conducted in Manipur, shows a clear picture. What is that picture? Perhaps the editorial is all about that. Even when the net satisfaction levels with the BJP led state governments were either low. Here there are two aspects one has to consider. One, BJP led state governments, and the other, the center, BJP led center. Even when the net satisfaction levels with BJP led state governments were either low, UP and Uttarakhand, or negative, meaning more respondents were dissatisfied than satisfied, as in Goa, the party managed to win elections handily. There is something negative, something against the BJP party. In spite of that, it has got into power. So, what could be the reason? Even when the net satisfaction levels with the BJP led state governments were either low or negative, and examples low UP and Uttarakhand, negative Goa, the party managed, in spite of this no satisfaction or low satisfaction levels, it could win. What does it mean? The party managed to win the elections handily. Handily means in a skillful manner. Handy, one meaning useful. An umbrella comes in handy during the rainy season, a typical example. But to win the elections handily means what? In a skillful manner. There could be some reasons, obviously. In spite of low satisfaction levels as well as negative satisfaction levels, it managed to win the elections handily means some reasons. What are those reasons? There are clear reasons. Now the editorial talks about the reasons. The BJP significantly consolidated sections of the electorate to build a formidable and durable coalition of base voters. It talks about the core, the base voters, and because of that, it could avoid something like losing elections, but it could get the power. There are clear reasons. What are the clear reasons? The BJP significantly, an important word I should have brought in red, importantly, consolidated, I use regularly, make something very strong. Sections of the electorate to build, here electorate means the voters, the base, electorate to build a formidable and durable coalition of base voters. Formidable means something that is strong and powerful. Usually, it goes with a task, it goes with an enemy, opponent, formidable task, and durable, lasting for a long time, coalition of base voters. So they could get power because of the base voters. And these base voters, the editorial opines, formidable and durable. Two important words here: formidable, something very strong and powerful, and durable. Usually, the word durable goes with things, products. Is it durable? We ask a question when we go to a shop. Means what? Lasting for a long time. Data from the Lokniti survey show that across 4 states, while the opposition parties garnered votes largely among the religious, now it talks about other parties, opposition parties, what they could get, what were the sources for those parties, and what were the sources for the BJP. Data from the Lokniti survey show that here some students ask, sir, sometimes data shows, sometimes data show. You have to recollect datum, singular, data, plural. Here it has been used as a plural. Based on that, data from the Lokniti survey, plural, we don't add s or es, show that. But do remember, we also use the word data as a collective noun. When we use data as a collective noun, it is considered, collective nouns are considered singular. We should use a singular verb. That means we should add s or es to the verb. I remember sometimes students ask, sir, is it correct to say data shows? Nothing wrong. It all depends on how the writer considers the word data. Data is considered plural, show. Data is considered collective noun, then shows. Either way, the sentence is right. Do recollect and remember. Very important. Otherwise, in the exam, you may get confused. Data from the Lokniti survey show that across 4 states, while the opposition parties garner means what? To gather or to collect, usually information, but in this context, votes, largely among the religious minorities, not groups, religious minorities, a substantial section of Dalits. Substantial improvement I use quite often, considerable. So, substantial section among Dalits, and a fraction, not a big thing, a fraction among the other backward classes. On the other hand, this talks about the opposition parties. The BJP's votes were across the upper castes, in contrast, politically non dominant OBCs, and a growing section of Dalits. So you can see from where the opposition parties got the votes, from where the BJP got the votes, all the different sections. This solidify, again consolidate, of the BJP's voter base in the Hindi heartland in particular is in line with, this is an important expression, what political scientists call the new dominant party system, akin to the Congress system of the 50s and 60s, albeit with a social core bound by a different binding factor, and this time it is Hindutva. A lengthy sentence, but not difficult to understand. Previous sentence talks about from where opposition parties got the votes, a few sections, and from where the BJP got the votes, or contrasting sections, you can say. And based on this, what is the inference? This solidification of the BJP's voter base in the Hindi heartland, in particular, is in line with means to agree what political scientists call the new dominant party system, similar to the Congress system of the 1950s and 1960s. 1950s and 1960s, the Congress party was the most popular party after independence, post independence. And this now also there is a dominant party. It was a dominant party. Now the BJP is a dominant party. It resembles the same situation in a way, but there is one difference. Albeit means what? Though with a social core bound by a different binding factor. That time the binding factor was different. This time the binding factor is different. This time, what is the binding factor? Hindutva. Their social core has ensured that the dissatisfaction with the BJP governments did not translate directly into votes against the regimes and is expressed in how voters identified themselves with the party and its leadership represented in the union government. Though they were not that happy with the regimes at the state level, with the party at the state level, they identified themselves with the party and its leadership represented in the union government. So, based on that, they supported the BJP, though there was some sort of dissatisfaction. The sentence talks about that. The net satisfaction levels with the union government, as I said at the outset, there are two dimensions over here how BJP could come to power. One is satisfaction or dissatisfaction at the state level with the state government. The other, satisfaction levels with the union government at the center. State level dissatisfaction, but union with the union government satisfaction levels on the higher side. The net satisfaction levels with the union government were higher by 17 points in UP, 46 points in Uttarakhand, 18 in Goa, and 8 even in Punjab, where the mood was against both the union and the state regimes. This is something a little paradoxical. State level, no dissatisfaction, dissatisfaction, but when it comes to the center, the union, satisfaction. It is in a way paradoxical situation. The battered economy, strike repeatedly with hard blows. The battered economy, the public health crisis during the pandemic, the rising specter of joblessness. Specter is an important word. One of the meanings of specter, ghost. In this context, it means something widely feared as a possible, unpleasant, or dangerous occurrence. So, in this context, specter of joblessness, the farm loss, and other agrarian concerns, specifically in rural areas, did weigh on voters' minds. That means what? All these factors were considered while going in favor of a particular party. While welfare measures such as cash transfers to farmers and the ration scheme helped sway they made a positive impact. While welfare measures such as cash transfers to farmers and the ration scheme helped sway some of the poorest in support of the regimes, that means they made a positive impact. The solidified support for the BJP among the sections mentioned above reinforces. Already some sections have been mentioned. They are in support of the BJP party. That is a core, social core. The solidified support for the BJP among the sections mentioned above reinforces, strengthen, reinforces the idea of an expanded base that has an ideological affinity towards a party. Same idea is being reiterated. There is a social core, and this is social core affiliated ideologically towards the party, BJP party. There were regional factors as well. The presence of a substantial vote gathering party in an otherwise declining BSP in UP, the rise of an alternative in AAP in Punjab, and the emasculation of the Congress, declining, going down, emasculation, remove or deprive of strength, power, vigor. For the opposition, the takeaways are stark. Stark has two or three meanings. In this context, it means obvious, complete, sheer. It is necessary for them. Now, BJP has the upper hand, as I said at the outset. It is necessary, based on that, it is necessary for them to take on the BJP by constructing a clear message which declares that development and economic progress are best possible through social justice and amity among communities. So it talks about how to tackle the BJP in a way. It is like in which direction the opposition parties have to go. They have to. It is necessary for them. Here, for them means the parties, not the BJP, opposition parties. It is necessary for them to take on the BJP, deal with the BJP by constructing a clear message. What is that message? Development and economic progress are best possible through social justice means all the communities should be given priority, and amity among communities, amity, an important word, friendly relations among communities. How does the editorial end? But electoral success is not sufficiently guaranteed unless, an important word, usually it goes with double negatives. In many exams, they've given questions based on the word unless. Unless you don't sign, wrong. Unless you sign. We cannot use two negative expressions in the same clause or the same sentence. But electoral success is not sufficiently guaranteed unless the message is delivered through a dedicated organization, that means a very strong party, that can at least contest the formidable apparatus of the Sangh, that can at least contest, face the formidable, already have got the word, strong and powerful, apparatus of the Sangh, means the BJP party. So, in a way, it talks about how does the editorial end. BJP now has the upper hand, and how to deal with the BJP from the opposition party's point of view. They have to focus on development is possible, economic progress is possible through amity when it comes to communities, one thing, and also prioritizing, giving equal importance to all the communities, two factors based on the editorial. And there should be a strong party or a strong leadership to send it across. What are the possible questions you can think of based on this editorial? What is this editorial about? Which party has an unmistakably firm sway now over politics in the country? Easy to write the answer. What is in line with? In line with, do remember an important expression. What political scientists call the new dominant party system. Now the new dominant party system has emerged. And what is it? What is in line with what political scientists call the new dominant party system? What weighed on voters' minds? The editorial has listed out three or four factors weighed on voters' minds. Again, easy to write the answer. What were the regional factors in the context of the editorial? Regional factors also played a role. And what were the regional factors in the context of the editorial? That means in the context of recently conducted elections. Now let us go to practice questions based on exam topics. The first five questions, error location, not that difficult to answer, rather easy. Read the first one and try to locate the error or spot the error. Researchers have used drones and artificial intelligence to pinpoint a freshly fell meteorite in the vast Nullarbor Plain of Western Australia. Where is the error? No, nothing wrong with Western Australia, nothing wrong with that. Plain of Western Australia, here we don't have to use the definite article the. No, no. Nothing wrong with Western Australia. Don't simply write A, B, or C. Please mention the correct form. Yes, Srinivas has got it right. Here, researchers have used what? Drones and artificial intelligence to pinpoint a freshly meteorite. There are two words. One is meteor, the other one meteorite. What is the difference? When a lump of rock from space enters the Earth's atmosphere, usually enters the Earth's atmosphere because of friction, it gets burnt away. Then we use the word meteor. But sometimes what happens, it reaches the Earth's surface. The lump of rock reaches the Earth's surface. When the lump of rock reaches the Earth's surface, we use the term meteorite. Meteorite is a noun, and before that, we should use adjectives. Here, fell, the verb, in the past form, fall, fell, fallen. We never use the past form as an adjective. We always use either the past participle form or the present participle form as an adjective. What is the present past participle of fall? Fall, fell, fallen. Based on that, freshly fallen meteorite. broken cup, fallen meteorite. So you should think of use your grammar knowledge, and then it is an easy question, not that difficult. What is this about? It is about adjective wanting and also word form. Right word, wrong form. Fallen is correct. In a world of more choice and increased consumer spending, brands are using creative solutions to grab customers' attention and keep them engaging. There is another verb you have to recollect. Very good, Yakub. Felt. It means what? To cut trees. Where is the error? Sentence number two or question number two. In a world of more choice and increased consumer spending, brands are using creative solutions to grab, take using force quickly. Customers, plural noun ending in the letter S, we should use the apostrophe after the letter S, no problem. But you have to recollect. Yes, very good, Ahmed. Here, and keep them engaging is not correct. Keep them engaged. Keep them engaged. Even this question is based on word forms. Right word, wrong form. Keep them engaged. Engaged customers. We need to use the adjective form. Engaged is the right word form. Very good. I appreciate that. At the fag end of the sentence, you have a wrong word. That means you have to read meticulously. In the nearly 2 weeks since the Russian invasion began, more than 2 million residents of Ukraine have left their homes looking for safe haven outside its borders. Under pressure, what happens? You take certain things for granted. You have to read very carefully, meticulously. Only then you can spot the error. Question number three is also based on meticulous reading and also obviously other dimensions you have to consider. It looks like we have the lag time beyond 20 seconds. Please don't mention letter A, B, C, whatever, but do write the correct form. Very good. Who is this? Sumant. After that, I see Manoj, Vamsi, all the students have got it right. It is not safe haven. It should be safe haven. Means a place, a safe haven for. Usually it has a negative connotation. Safe haven for terrorists, antisocial elements. Sometimes it is used in a positive context. Safe haven outside its borders have left their homes looking for safe haven, safe place outside its borders. Very good, I appreciate. Not easy under pressure. A lengthy sentence looks like a paragraph. The data from Pay Scales 2022 State of the Gender Pay Gap Report shows that the more time women spent out of the workforce over the course of the pandemic, bigger the wage penalty they faced compared to men when re entering the workforce. A place, a place where usually some activity takes place. Safe haven for terrorists, safe haven for money laundering, safe haven for antisocial elements, typical combinations. It is nothing but a safe place, but a different connotation, not usual place, place to hide or place for protection, refuge, you can say. Comparing, no, compared to men, nothing wrong with that. No, no, no. No one has got it right. It's an easy one, though the sentence is lengthy. Whenever you come across the plus comparative form, think of parallel expression. The gender from pay scales. And lengthy sentence, you have to know the subject, the verb, and also the phrases, clauses. I'm sorry to say no one has got it right so far. Listen to the analysis. There is an error. The data from the data subject from where? From Pay Scales 2022 State of the Gender Pay Gap Report, no error. Here it has been used as a collective noun. So present tense, add SRES to the verb shows what? The more. The more, then what are you supposed to think of? The more time women spent out of the workforce over the course of the pandemic, the more time, the bigger the wage penalty. The bigger, the more time, the bigger the wage penalty. The more, the bigger. How come you guys are missed? Now I see a few students like Nagamani, Vasu, and Manoj Prithviraja. They have got it. The more, the bigger. The higher, the cooler. Remember, parallel expression. What is this about? I thought you guys would get it. Parallel expression. The more you spend, the less you have. That's why I say you have to read meticulously. The moment you see the more, you should become alert. You should think of parallel expression. The more, the better. The more you spend, the less you have. Here, the more, where do you have the comparative form? More comparative, bigger comparative. The more, the bigger. A bit surprised. I thought you guys would get it. A series of powerful explosions rocked residential districts of Kyiv early on Tuesday, killing 4 persons despite a fresh round of talks aimed at halting the war. There are different ways of pronouncing this word. A series of important word of powerful explosions rocked residential districts of early on Tuesday, killing 4 persons, despite a fresh round of talks aimed at halting the war. Do you find any error? Answer yes, Madhav. Answer is no error. Ganesh also no error. Prithviraja no error. Ahmad no error. Very good. Obviously, lengthy sentences, I would like to reiterate, before 2016 bank exams, the sentences were short, easy to comprehend. But 2016 SBI, they changed the whole scene for the first time. Many students could not handle. In fact, many candidates got zero in English, SBI PO 2016. I don't know how many of you know that. The paper was very tough. And since then, they have been they raised the standards in 2016. They have been maintaining the same standards. One of the differences before, usually I tell students when it comes to bank exams, before 2016, after 2016, marked difference. So after 2016, lengthy sentences, whenever you come across a lengthy sentence, obviously not easy under pressure. You have to know how to identify the subject, the phrases, the clauses. Only then you can, otherwise, not possible. Now let us go to sentence completion. The model, nowadays they are using this model, but for the first time I have brought, so I have made the question, I have brought easy questions, but next time they're going to be difficult. This time purely based on grammar knowledge and to some extent contextual awareness. Sentence completion. In its 129-page judgment, bench also spoke about the possibility of some unseen hands behind the hijab row. Definitely. 2016, I told students, now bank exams are going in the direction of CAT, Common Admission Test. Now, obviously, bank exams no longer bank exams. They are more like CAT model. We talk about new models, new patterns. They're all CAT models. And I suggested way back in 2016, I told students, since then I have been telling, buy or have a look. You don't have to buy, but go to a library and have a look at the guides available in the market and usually have in the library related to CAT exam. Then you get exposed to the different models. You get the same models in bank exams. I can give in writing. So, to engineer social unrest and harmony, unrest negative word, then you cannot use a positive word. Context is negative. Engineer, a row engineer, grammatically not correct. We have to use a preposition to. To engineer social unrest negative and disharmony negative. To engineering, you cannot use. So, what is answer? C is the answer. To engineer social unrest and disharmony. The Supreme Court on Tuesday stayed the central government decision to revoke the security clearance of Kerala-based news and current affairs TV channel Media One on the basis of intelligence inputs. On the basis of intelligence inputs. Oh, wish you all the best. Those are going to take, I wish them all the best to do well and be composed, balanced, poised. Read every question meticulously. Don't panic and try to answer easy questions first, then moderate, to some extent difficult, and if time permits, handle the difficult questions, which are sometimes traps. Try to be smart that way. I'm going to start. I'm launching officially on April 1st. All of you, please listen carefully. Officially, everything is getting ready. Officially, I'm going to launch on April 1st. My website, my app, and I'm going to come up with a lot of things. Holistic approach. I'm known for my holistic approach. App, website, and I'm going to do a lot of things. My own English magazine for competitive exams. Everything I'm going to announce after 20th and be ready to enroll. That's what I expect from you guys. So here, which are sensitive and secretive by nature, not correct, of nature not correct, with nature not correct, which are sensitive and secretive in nature. In nature, they are sensitive and secretive. So answer is the fourth option. Very good. A lot of students have got it right. He said the government would bear the cost of their education to ensure that obviously paid courses now. I don't work for any organization. I have to. I can't afford to give everything free. Then my survival will be at stake. Test series also. Oh, that Vinay Kumar, many happy returns of the day in advance. Thank you very much. 3B, he said the government would bear the cost of their education to ensure that their studies were not discontinued because of their return back, redundancy not correct, because of their return to the country, because their return, no, because of should be there, because of their returns not correct, because of their return to the country. Answer is the second option. Very good. Appreciating the bank, the governor said the contribution is for a noble cause and the gesture would do what? Yes, return back is redundancy. See, there is a thin line between giving something free and charging. When it comes to survival, obviously one has to. I don't know about I cannot say. We have to wait. At this stage, I don't want to talk about that. But it is going to be student centric, learner centric, easy to use. And the same the company that has designed, or right now designing my app, there's a new company. I gave it to a new company because of better features. It has been quite successful. A lot of other organizations in the field, they have been using their services, and definitely very useful from students point of view. It is going to be student centric, learner centric, easy to handle, inspire other organizations to emulate. Yes, of course, test series as well. Inspire other organizations to imitate. Here, appreciating, please understand the context. Appreciating the bank, the governor said the contribution is for a noble cause and the gesture would. You cannot use the word imitate, ape, copy. All these have negative connotations. Emulate, all these are synonyms. Emulate also means imitate, copy. But emulate has a positive connotation. Context is positive. I will disclose all the factors, all the entire information when I launch the app officially. Please wait for some time. So here, positive context, emulate is a positive word. Yes. Answer is the first one. Looks like we still have 13 minutes. Let us go to today's para jumble, not that easy. Yes, discuss, order, stress, information, inform, attack. Don't take any preposition. Exceptions are there. At this stage, I'm not at this stage, I don't want to talk about the exam dates. It is going to be prediction or guess, or I don't want to do something like that. When I get the feelers, I will definitely announce. And I'm going to launch a batch SBI clerk, expected any moment. Yes, of course, Yakub, in the month of April or fag end of this month. 1A. The Ukraine crisis has exposed the weakness of international law in general. Very good, Srinivas. First one is A. SBI PO may not at this stage. I don't think so. As a noun is different, as a verb different. Yes. SSC also, Ganesh. I'm going to launch bank exams related and SSC related. The Ukraine crisis has exposed the weakness of international law in general and the hollowness of the principle of sovereign equality in particular. AE one pair. Yes, SBI PO could be October, November, that time, not now. AE, what about the third one? Whether international law is a true law is a moot question. C is the third one. After that, it becomes easy. British jurist Sir Thomas Erskine Holland famously said international law is at a vanishing point of jurisprudence. Vanishing point of jurisprudence. So B is the fourth one. It means the international law. It is a twilight zone, means a vague zone where aspects of law and morality are inseparable. BD, one group. There are two or three meanings of that. One is a silent question, another one thought provoking, and something that makes you think. So, what is the correct order? A, E, C, B, D. That is the correct order. Now let us go to, you see four words in red. Either they are correctly spelt or misspelt. Okay, okay, fine. Let the notification come. Once the notification comes, then we can talk about that particular exam. I will definitely respond. Misspelt words, please look at the heading. Vanish means disappear. Russia has launched. Any problem with the word launch? I want you guys to respond. These questions are based on misspelt. It will take some time how to become, you have to read extensively, only then you can handle para jumbles. Democracy, any problem? No. Bombarding, no problem. Exodus, mass migration of people. All the words are correct, all correct. A portion of S.S. Rajamouli's magnum opus, scheduled RRR, triple R, scheduled to release in 5 languages on March 25th, was filmed in the now war-torn Ukraine. Anything wrong with magnum opus? Two separate words, but it is only one idea. Major work, important work, the best work. Please mention the question number. Yes, very good. Who is this? Kiran Kumar. It is not N A, it is N U. Yes, what on? Nothing wrong. Tear, tore, torn. Nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong with scheduled. Magnum. A group of artists, in a noble gesture, conducted a show to raise funds for adoption of 9 tortoises from the Nehru Zoological Park. Go to question number 3. Very good. Artists, no problem. Raise what? Funds. Transitive verb, no problem. Tortoises, no problem. Which one? Here, noble, what is the spelling? Noble has 2 or 3 meanings. One meaning royal. Horse is a noble animal. Means what? Uh, royal, related to kings and queens. But noble also means something very good, something that is good, noble cause. India's staggering dominance in cricketing jousts at home was further reiterated at the conclusion of the Test series against Sri Lanka. So, where is the error? Oh, no power. Yes, you can say that as well. So, here it is not dominance, it should be DOMINANCE, dominance. Now, let us go to staggering, of course, staggering prices. We still have 6 minutes, not bad today. How is it possible? Please respond to this. Someone says, Shushant Naik says, before the question appears, someone is answering. How is it possible? No one knows about these. Please answer my question. It is something not exactly disturbing, but strange. How is it possible? No one has answered. That is impossible. Flash seeing future. Joust means to compete closely, competition, compete. Maybe that student, there is some problem with the settings. How is it possible? Does not, should not happen, cannot happen. Decide not to do something because of opposition or because of pressure from authorities. One is back down. B is the first one. One is B, not C. Decide not to follow through an agreement or a deal. Here we have to use the C. Issue of internet, exactly. One is B, two is C. Use evidence or example to show that it is true. Answer is backup. Here, backup. 1B, 2C, and 3E. To help out someone or something that is in serious trouble. Bailout has two different meanings. Here you can use A or D, it does not make any difference. But I wanted you guys to know the difference. Bailout, one, a legal term, to give money to a court so that an accused person doesn't have to stay in jail until their trial begins. So this is D. Either way, you can use AD or DA, but two different meanings that you have to know. To help out someone or something that is in serious trouble, to help someone when someone is in serious trouble, bail out. Another one, legal term, bring someone out of jail or to make sure he doesn't go to jail. Let us go to editorial vocabulary. We still have 3 minutes to go. Try to answer quickly. Sway, part of speech, verb. It could also be a noun. Influence, where is the word? Control or influence. G is the answer. Akin, adjective. Akin to. Of similar character. D is the answer. Albeit, conjunction. Though, I is the answer. Handily, handy, adjective, handily, adverb. In a skillful manner. How? Handily, adverb of manner. Consolidation, noun, consolidate, verb. Make stronger. Formidable task, formidable opponent, formidable job, adjective. Strong and powerful. Garner, garnered, verb. It's a regular verb. Gather or collect. Usually it goes with information, support. Batter, battered, battered. It's a verb, a regular verb. Strike repeatedly with hard blows. Usually it goes with a storm. The rain battered the window pane, a typical example. Spectre, you fear something may happen and that thing is negative. One meaning. Another meaning, ghost. So here it is a noun. E is the answer. What are you left with? Decline, regular verb. Declining numbers, adjective form. Battered by the war, obviously the context is that. Decline, become smaller, fewer, or lesser, H. If you get all the 10 correct, today is your day. You should be very happy. That's all for today. Thanks for being with me till almost, what time is it? 9 exactly. Have a nice day. Do remember to subscribe and share. Join the Telegram group. And all that you have to do after the session, go to the description of the video and click on the link. I'll provide the PDF. Try to work on important questions. Thank you very much.